Hi, I'm Sue, and I'm the founder of Susu 5 Connects. I'm showing my face because this isn't just a project to me, it's personal. February 2nd is a date that changed my entire life. On February 2nd, 2022, I had my second life-changing accident in the last 5 years, a true before and after moment. As I mentioned in an earlier video, I had a terrible stroke that changed my life, and a golf ball died in my brain, and I couldn't connect anymore. This was all I could do. I couldn't speak with anyone. It was this. And then this happened. I fainted and fell down some spiral staircase, and I had multiple traumatic brain injuries, broke my jaw, and most of the rest of me. I couldn't even move my arms and legs in the beginning. They didn't work the way they used to. My neurons weren't working the same way anymore. After that, I was living with brain and body changes. And I'm here now because I got a second and a third chance to reconnect with my brain and body, to grow from recovery and get my memory back, but also to build something that helps other people feel less alone. So this is what I can say simply. When you have hurt your brain, sometimes your processing is off. It's not connecting. Sometimes you can't hold on to all of the information. There's too much information every day. Sometimes you need support and you need systems. One way I survived while my brain was rewiring, I was building an external memory. I started saving quick tips on Instagram because I couldn't remember things for very long at all. Sometimes someone else would write it down for me. Sometimes I would write it down. Sometimes I had to hear something clearly and often to connect new synapses, to really understand again. And what I noticed was when you go back to something later, you hear it differently each time. Sometimes you're closer to it. Sometimes you heard or connected with more synapses because you can pull it forward. It's called neuroplasticity. And that taught me everything. I learned that if you really want to learn, you have to listen. Sometimes more than once, because my processing was very off. I couldn't do it on my own. I was so lucky. I had so many people who loved me, but I still had to push further to really hear and remember again. In a lot of ways, these saved posts are kind of my diary. I did get a notebook, but I couldn't even start until months after my stroke. To write notes was so difficult. And I also learned something else. The way somebody speaks can connect with you differently. You can hear the same idea, see the same patterns, and suddenly it lands in a way you can actually use it. There are so many wonderful creators out there. People focused on babies and elders, the brain, the body, consciousness, philosophical and science. It's creative, and creative comes from being curious. I wasn't in a place where I could make all these quick tips myself, so I saved what others shared and I learned from it. And here's the truth. I was fortunate enough not to have to be afraid in the same ways that some people are. And that's not true for everybody. Some people don't have stable housing or health care or safe water, enough food, or safety from whatever life throws at you. So healing isn't just personal, it's about community. And that's why a big part I started to create Susu 5 Connects. This is a space for people who are rebuilding from trauma, disability, grief, burnout, or just life. Not as advice, just a shared resource that I lived and experienced. You don't have to dive right in. Just pick one thing. They're all connected. Move forward. If you want to be a part of this, follow, subscribe, whatever, on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. And if you're curious, comment one word, connect. So I'll know you're here. And I hope you get lucky and find what you need. Take what helps and leave what doesn't.